Today's installment should perhaps be everyone's favorite installment. I know for a fact that this is definitely going down as one of my faves. The reason I say this is because this player was super talented at a very young age, and if you told me he would have the career he had, I would have laughed you out the room, especially after the college run he had at Kansas State. But we'll get to that shortly. Just in case some of you viewers don't know who I'm discussing, I'm talking about the one and only Michael Beasley. Hailing from PG County, home of some of the prominent hoopers from the past and present. In this installment, we're going to take a look at his rise in the amateurs and his brief stint in the league to his play overseas. As I stated before, he hails from PG County, home of some of the best players out of the DMV area. In the AAU circuit, he's played with the likes of Kevin Durant, Chris Braswell, and Nolan Smith. He also attended 6 different high schools: Bowie High School, National Christian Academy, Pendleton School, Riverdale Baptist School, Oak Hill Academy, and Notre Dame Prep. As a high school senior, he was showing that he was just on another level. His averages were 28 points per game, 16 rebounds per game, 4 assists per game, 2 steals per game, and 4.5 blocks per game. The most points he scored in the game his senior season was 64. The most rebounds he collected in his senior season was 31. He achieved both of these feats in one game. In 2006, he was second-team Parade All-American and was named to the U18 men's national team. His averages on the national team were 13.8 points per game and 8.3 rebounds per game at the FIBA Championships in Texas. In 2007, he became a McDonald's All-American and also took home the MVP. He had 23 points and 12 rebounds in the game. Of course, you know he was the number 1 recruit coming out of high school that year. He would take his talents to Kansas State. He was hands down the most dominant player in college basketball. He averaged 26.2 points per game and 12.4 rebounds per game, which were the most by any Big 12 player in any season. He was already making the mark on the game in his freshman year. He ranked 3rd in the nation in scoring and rebounding and 2nd among freshmen. And those weren't the only stats he led the nation in. Let's do a quick rundown. Double-doubles, 28, which broke Carmelo's record of 22 at Syracuse. 40-point games, 3. 30-point, 10-rebound games, 13. 20-point, 10 rebound games, 22. Perhaps dominant is an understatement. Maybe we should use unstoppable. His shooting splits in the field for the season were 53.7 field goal percentage and 39.5 three-point field goal percentage. He holds 30 Kansas State career single season and freshman records, as well as 17 single game and single season marks. He was able to lead his team to the second round of the NCAA tournament, but lost to Wisconsin by 17. Beasley would announce after the season that he would declare for the draft. Some of the awards he earned for the 1 year he played at Kansas State are as follows: First team All Big 12, Big 12 Player of the Year. Following the year, his friend KD did it. NCAA Rebounding Leader, Pat Newell Big Man Award, USBWA Freshman of the Year Award, and Consensus First Team All-American. And as a witness to all of this, with my younger brother being a huge fan of him, you can see why I said I would laugh you out the room if you told me his career in the league wouldn't be long. Beasley was selected 2nd overall by the Miami Heat in the 2008 NBA draft. I felt that this was the perfect situation for him. He could be their second option after D-Wade because he's a bucket, especially after his summer league performance where he scored 23 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists in 23 minutes of play, or at least I thought. He was named to the NBA All-Rookie First Team. Although he was a starter for the entire season for his second year, things would take a drastic turn. During the summer of 2010, a blockbuster trade took place that sent him to the Minnesota Timberwolves. This trade I'm speaking of is the one that formed the Heatles in Miami. He finished his first season with the Wolves averaging 19.2 points per game, which was in the top 20 for scoring. He dealt with injuries his second year at Minnesota and only averaged 11.5 points per game when he was available. He had games where he would show his greatness. 42 points against the Kings and 34 points against the Rockets in that season. He wouldn't stay with the Wolves, though. The following season, he signed a 3-year contract with the Phoenix Suns. Again, he would show moments of greatness, scoring 21 points, grabbing 15 rebounds, and dishing out 7 assists against the Bobcats, and a 27.6 rebounds, 5 steal performance off the bench against the Lakers. Due to off-court trouble, Michael Beasley was released by the Suns. The following year, he would return to the Heat and make his first final appearance, but unfortunately, the Heat would lose to the Spurs. Beasley had signed a non-guaranteed contract with the Grizzlies, who would end up waiving him a few weeks later. He then would sign with the Shanghai Sharks the same day he got waived. During the 2015 CBA All-Star Game, Beasley would come off the bench and score 59 points, which is a record for most points scored in a CBA All-Star Game, and also win the game's MVP award. That season, he would average 28.6 points per game, 10.4 rebounds per game, 5.2 assists per game, and 1.9 steals per game. Unfortunately, he couldn't lead the Sharks to the CBA playoffs. He would sign with the Heat for a third time halfway through the 2014-2015 season and eventually get waived by the summer. He would go back to China to play for the Shandong Golden Stars. Once again, we will see flashes of greatness from Beasley during this stint. In this season opener, he dropped 48 points, then dropped the 49 a little over a week later. He won the All-Star MVP award for the second year in a row after scoring 63 points, grabbing 19 rebounds, and dishing out 13 assists. He would lead his team to the playoffs, but come up short in the first round. He would be named the CBA Foreign MVP after averaging 31.9 points per game, 13.4 rebounds per game, 3.8 assists per game, 2.0 steals per game, 1.3 blocks per game. He would go back to the NBA and play for 4 teams: the Rockets, Bucks, Knicks, and Lakers. Again, showing flashes of greatness, but nothing panning out to a long-term deal by any of the NBA teams. The last teams in the NBA to give him an opportunity were the Nets and the Blazers. The Nets had him signed as a substitute player, but he unfortunately tested positive for COVID, so he was released. The Blazers gave him a summer league contract in 2021. In 2019, Beasley would play for the Guangdong Southern Tigers and win a championship with the team, averaging 22 points per game and 9.8 rebounds per game. After his summer league stint with the Blazers, he would then go play in the BSN League in Puerto Rico. In 2002, he had a 4-game stint with the Shanghai Sharks. In my honest opinion, I feel teams gave up on Michael Beasley too soon. I didn't want to get into the narratives or anything of that nature because I want us to celebrate the great hooper that Michael Beasley is. Politics are the only reason Bees didn't pan out in the NBA. Fortunately, there are other avenues in which he can play the game he loves. Playing in China and Puerto Rico allowed him to continue to love the game he spent most of his life playing. Either way, Michael Beasley was that guy and probably beat your favorite basketball player 1-on-1. The man was an isolation wizard and deserves his flowers. His career averages in the NBA are as follows: 12.4 points per game, 4.7 rebounds per game, 1.3 assists per game, with the shooting splits of 46.5 field goal percentage, 34.9 three-point field goal percentage, and 75.9 free throw percentage. When you look up Michael Beasley, don't look at the narratives that the media was fed by people who didn't like the man or didn't think too highly of him. Look at what he was able to do on the court, and that should be the only thing that matters. This is another installment of Underappreciated. Like the video, leave a comment on who you think I should cover next. I'm DSP, and this is Hoop Haven Underappreciated.